Hello there. Today we're going to give you an honest review of Star Wars Inc. Now this at first look looks like another Planet Crafter type feel, but it is not. You never go outside at whatsoever, and the game more feels like this. Little robots run around carrying resources back and forth. So this is a very simple game. It's not complicated at all. Very simple graphics, nothing to write home about, but it's pleasing and relaxing nevertheless. So it's an okay game. I'm not at the hub right now, but let's go to the hub right now and watch all these little bubbles. So yeah, it's got decorations and bubbles and these little robots making their little sounds, doing their little jobs, that type of thing. But yeah, it's more about taking all your different resources and ores and stuff like that and selling them on the market, and that's it. They just dump them in there and then they get sold. So these guys, bam, drop them in there, you get sold. Ka-ching, you got some money in there, and then you got some bonus for decorations. So having that 5-star up there and having all these decorations helps you quite a bit with the money. So that was nice, like 20 extra K basically for decorations on there. So yeah, and that was like a pretty nice value out of 45K. Like 20 of that was like decorations. So yeah, it's worthwhile getting them and making them in this game. And they do have some combos and stuff like that. But it is at the end of the day very simplistic. These are like the different orbs that you have, the different bars, and that's about it, right? And the orbs. There's nothing else to this game. So as you can see, you have 4 different ore extractors and 4 different bar makers and 4 different machines for their different corresponding orbs that you use in combining all these different other resources, and some special gems to find. Finding those things at the start of the game is a key thing to get started because they're worth so much versus like the crappy ores right here, which is they're up in value. That's the number. How much did they sell for? 6 up there. So yeah, well, their sale price is 6, and I'm selling them extra for 3 without the bonuses for that auto seller. But your basic stuff in there. You got a transport system for your different things. You got storage units and ejectors and nodes. That's your conveyor belt system in this game for your different drills. So yeah, drills and things like that, and that sound is just really annoying, isn't it? But yeah, you can see your total value on there. You do have things like experience in this game, and picking and choosing these things can be kind of important at the start of the game. But you're capped at level 78 for some reason, and these are all the different the values that you have. So you can only put into carrying capacity. You can only put +9 into that, and like learner or something I did last because it wasn't that too important to me. But anyways, this is all different stats that you can have and level up in this game. They're all self-explanatory. Yeah, these are the bubbles blowing. We saw those. So yeah, a good experience thing in there. Now that we're farther away, I can show you that. So the basic combination for your decorations is grab this plant right here, for example, and it gives you like a +2 experience on every time something you get experience for activates. So that including those little bubble machines there, which is the next part of the combo. So see, I got that +4 for everything. That means I sold something, and that's the other one, that +1G on there. So I sold 4 items, and every decoration has that, and the decorations cost more and more as you buy more and more, so they get more expensive, but they keep stacking up there, right? So if I have like 50 of these, for example, I'm getting 100 experience point bonus, and I'm getting 50 gold bonus on everything I sell. So that was 4 times 50, for the extra income right there. So that's the first part of it. And then of course the only thing that so far triggers in this game is this guy right here. So it gives you +1 experience every time that triggers. So every time somebody moves by a bubble machine, it has it's like a 2-second cooldown or something like that. But you still get +1 experience, which is plus 101 basically if I have 50. So yeah, you have little things like that. But other than that, it's pretty much simple. Sorry, I skipped twice on there. But anyways, yeah, you've got all these plants. You do little drill upgrades and some data machine stuff, whatever, just collectible crap basically in this game. But yeah, this game all looks the same. You come in here, this is blocked off, and at the start, this is all full of big rocks. And I gotta tell you that because everything looks the same, and every area is going to be full of big, huge rocks that you got to break down and destroy. And they break apart into like 7 or 8 smaller pieces, and then you got to break those apart again. So it's a lot of time spending. You spend and destroy the big rock, and then you got to destroy all the smaller rocks. And you have these little robots here that you can use and change their jobs. We can go there, pick on there, and you can change their type. You go to like the angry face right here, and that's the job of breaking rocks for you. So you definitely want to get one guy doing that because there's just so many until they're all gone, basically. But yeah, they had different jobs of delivering and working the machine to sell stuff. And this one here doesn't even work properly. Later on at the start there, it works fine. They fill up your machines for you because you got to do it manually at the start until you upgrade them. But later on, it's just broken. Like, these guys don't work properly. These guys have come down here, and look, there's 10 resources right there. Bye. He's going off doing something else. What about you guys? You guys gonna go pick up this stuff? No, they're going all the way across the other side of the map because something fell out of a machine somewhere, and there's probably like 4 of them on the ground. They're gonna come back with 1 each because that's the way that they do it basically. But yeah, they're not coming around here and doing the jobs properly. Like this guy's got to pick up the orbs. He pick up 1 and go, and there's 2 right there, and these guys can all pick up 10 at once if they wanted to. So they are very inefficient. The programming on these guys needs to be updated and fixed badly because this is horrible. It's a huge waste of time going up, and look at all the stuff sitting right there in front of them. They could just come down here and pick it up there if they're smart, but they're not. So that is just the frustrations that this game has to offer. But there is, all this area is all blocked off with big rocks similarly, and then all the other new areas that you get are going to be blocked off in the same fashion as you go there and explore. Like, you unlock this node right here. You can get your miner, you can upgrade it so it's, can keep on drilling on there. So yeah, it just keeps on renewable resources on there. So it just keeps drilling up there, and it's, and you have 2 of them over here feeding them some machine over here that's going to make, make the bars basically. And the bars are sent over to here and dropped off here with the other bar machine I have way over here that's producing the different resources on there. So yeah, they can keep doing things like that as you transmit the things along the line, and they get stuck, and you got storage units and all the other basic stuff on there. So yeah, I got like 4 different products coming in on this line right here, and they all get stuck in here, and then they all get outputted and dumped over here. Well, this one here, some of these are turned off right now because limited resources and stuff like that, and I wanted some more yellow crystals. But yeah, this one here has, it's all empty right now, so they're picking up these guys pretty decently. But yeah, they all drop off the resources here, and as you can see, the transmission line sometimes goes through objects, but usually it's line of sight, and then you have to be able to see it, and things will be blocked off on it. But yeah, this down here in this all busy area. So yeah, as you can see, it can get very confusing because it all looks the same. All the walls are the same, the ceilings are the same, all these different rooms are the same, and this is all you see in the game. That is basically it. It's that simple and basic on the graphics department on there. So yeah, this your little station that you're in is just basically bland as hell on there. But it's an okay game at the end of the day. For me, this game is just worth a 5 out of 10. Even if they fix these little robots that have them actually do jobs properly, that would be an improvement, but it's still not good enough. Basically, I want to see where these guys are going. See all these decorations I put everywhere in these other areas I don't need for this stuff. So where are these guys going to pick up stuff? Because I can probably fix that and put it into a storage unit and block it off. They are coming over here and picking up this stuff. Oh no, you guys went around in a circle? You guys went around in a circle for what? To pick up this stuff right here. That is what the hell? And they all want to pick up a different number each. Is this guy this guy's actually picking up a decent number at least, but that is just retarded. Basically, there's no other word to describe it. But anyways, that is the rundown of this game. As you collect money, there's nothing really much else to do at this point because the game is over, for me at least. And there's not much of replay value, but it does come with a little bit of logistics challenges and stuff like that. So maybe these guys are running around a circle because this stuff right here is too close to the wall and they can't. Well, they can pathfind through this way fine, but yeah, maybe they just don't want to because of these rocks in the way. So maybe that's too close, and I got to back it up a little bit, right? So there is all that logistics concerns you got to worry about in navigating which products you got to put out there first to make the most money, especially at the start of the game, and to navigate the different experience things that you want to learn with all that kind of stuff. So there is a reason to do a tips video, so I'll do that. And I was looking at this game, initially like, what is this game about? And so I decided to look at a tips video instead, right? Instead of looking at someone's review. Usually the other reviews are pretty pathetic and sad and don't cover what I want to know about these games. That's why I'm doing it. And just like that other review I saw, well, not the review, the help thing was nothing. There was no tips whatsoever in it. It was just, this is what the tutorial tells you to do. That's not a tip. That's just repeating what the tutorial says. And any idiot can follow the tutorial because it's just point and click at what you got to do. It's that simple. There's other things you can actually learn about this game, which I will teach you in that one there. That would be a longer video though, so that would be the next one up for me, is doing the tips video for this game, and that would be about it because there's nothing else to this game besides some basic tips that would be helpful for logistics and moving around and making money at the start of the game so you can progress and get past those first little humps a lot faster than you normally would, and all the other mistakes that I made trying to get to that point in the first place. So yeah, there you have it. It's basically a 5 out of 10 average game. It's okay, more for like a relaxing experience at the end of the day, like easy enough for kids to play, nothing going around with that. So just simple, easy kid game basically. So with all the bubbles and stuff like that, just let them play it and have some fun. Cheap, harmless fun, I guess, for them. basically. But for a serious side on crafting games and factory games, not so much. It's not really that serious, but you know, you might want to learn how these things work. So I'll try and make it more friendlier on my tips video this time. I guess I should keep that in mind instead of making it more the way I usually do. But anyways, that is it for today. Thanks for watching, and I will see you later.